Boom, boom, boom. Come on. Good morning and welcome to a lovely morning for a fishy adventure. It is flat as a pancake. I am on St Catherine's Pier this morning. Well, I've come out to look for some pollock or some brown bombers. That is the plan. Now, as you can see, it's absolutely flat calm, like a pancake, like a mill pond. Depends how you want to put it. It's absolutely stunning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a little walk today, flick some soft plastics and some metals in hope for a chance of some pollock and maybe some wrasse. There is a chance we might get a bass. I've had bass at this time of the year here, but more than likely we will not get them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down to the next bench, not this one, the next one. Welcome to our first port of call for the day. I'm going to start on this bench, top bench, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick some metals and some soft plastics, like so, in and around, searching for some pollock. This is what I'd class as a drop net, and when you're fishing these piers, for the fish welfare and making sure you return them and just be able to land them, because you don't want to be pulling up a big fish on a really decent rod. But the only downfall is this big spider's web that I've got at the moment to untangle it. Make sure the drag's ready, and all I'm going to do is just bang this out. Nice and easy. Let that fall to the bottom, but on a tight drag. Don't let your line go, just so you can feel it, because it's very rocky here. And just jig it. And all we're just going to do is just literally cast and retrieve, nice and easy, very simple. Mix up the variations of my retrieve, sometimes just a straight wind, sometimes just a bop. Yeah, until we find some fish. And if I don't get a pollock on this bench on a metal, I'll quickly swap over to a soft plastic and we'll try for a wrasse, and then we'll keep swapping and moving. Yeah. Oh yes, yes, Dom. Oh, 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 fuck. I've got one. I've got one. I've got one.
I don't expect anything less. Is it all rigged up or what?
Oh yes, man. She's a nice one.
Oh, it's that first size, isn't it? You sure you got enough?
Yeah, she's fine, mate. Yeah, just
help your.
just drop it down a bit. Cheers, mate. It's all right. Well, that's the first fish of the session. It was really hard to get in. This is a lovely fish, really, for this time of year. Lovely wrasse. I actually thought it was much bigger, but hey ho, there you go. On a soft plastic. Pollock aren't playing ball, so I've been hitting these around, and yeah, what a fish. Absolutely smashed that plastic. Tight to the bottom, and yeah, Nice little bit heavy, probably about £3, nothing more, maybe a little bit more, nothing too much, but can't beat fishing like that, eh? And that's what he's taken, just that small soft plastic, and we're going to get him back. Hopefully he'll go back nicely. If you wanted some easy fishing, nice and chilled, don't get on the rocks, something maybe for your kids to go and do, come down to a local pier, just get a spinning rod, get some nice strong braid and a small soft plastic like so, something weedless, and just chuck it out and just bop it really slow along the bottom, hardly moving the lure, and then next minute that wrasse engulfed it, and yeah, we've got our first fish of the session. Let's see if we can get another. The best thing about this kind of fishing is you don't have to chuck it far. I'm just giving it a lob out. If I'm fishing for pollock on a metal, I'll chuck it out as far as I can and cover as much ground as possible, but usually the wrasse is situated very close, maybe in the first 50 yards, all the way up to the wall. And if you just jig it slowly enough, even in the winter, they're more of a summer fish, but in the winter there's a chance of getting a real big one. So just jig it easy, take it slow, relax, enjoy it, and then when you finally hook in, all hell breaks loose. Right, it's been pretty quiet on the soft plastic front for a while, so I'm going to swap out the fish minnow and I'm going to go back to a metal. Probably not as heavy. I think I'm going to go for this, which is about 20 gram. With a jig with a assist hook like so, you want to hook it to the top. You don't want your hook to be coming off the bottom. You want it at the top so it sits just like so. And just vertically jig it. Right, so what you can probably see is I've moved right down the pier. I was fishing on the top wall and now I'm near the end. Now, I know I was talking about easy fishing, but this kind of place here, I wouldn't recommend. It's a little bit slippy. There's a lot of run. You fall in here, you'll be in France before you know it. So be safe when you fish, but I'm gonna fish here. Right, out with the soft plastic. I'm gonna go for a metal, just risk it and see if we can get something. I'm just gonna use, again, probably a 30 gram metal, and just fling this out and see if we can get some pollock. Oh. I just had my first hit. I've been, you know, just bumping around this mat along the bottom, bit of tidal run, and then I've just cast it out and just let it swing around in the tide and bang, straight. Nice hit. Oh, fish. Oh, fish, yes. Oh, yes, finally got a fish. Oh, shit. I think it's quite big. Oh. Yes. Oh, he's a lovely fish. Oh. Got a really nice fish on here. Oh, not had one for ages. Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god, it's a beast! Easily a 5-pounder. Oh, wow. Oh my god, he's massive. I've been fishing for ages. I've had one wrasse this morning. It's been relatively dead, and yeah, I just hooked into a fish really close into the rocks. Oh, he's massive. Check out that for a slug of a wrasse. Proper easy fishing. Look at that thing. He's a monster. Massive lips on him. Look at those colours. Absolutely incredible. Oh wow. Oh mate, he's huge. He's easily 50, probably longer. That's the lure it's taken. Little fish kind of minnow. Destroyed it. Oh man, I'm so happy. Oh, easily a 5-pounder. So long. Such easy fishing. I couldn't go on about it anymore. Just tap, tap, boom. I'm gonna get him back. Just to give you a little bit of perspective, I've been casting my metal out into this area and the tide's been swinging it into this reefy area here, where it's reefy and it bumps down. And that wrasse, I literally cast my lure just on the other side of, so the water's running this way, and I cast my lure just on the other side of that, and I bumped it all the way down, and I pulled it up over this boulder here, and then I dropped it right down there into that hole, and literally 2 seconds of it being in there, everything just erupted, and that fish was an absolute pig in the pig den. Let's see if we can get another one in here. The tide's going to start to get a little bit too low. Once these rocks kind of start showing, no good. You're going to lose loads of gear, and it's going to be really hard to land them. Drop net done its thing there. Perfect fishing. It's been really hard and actually quite slow, so fished on the other side of the pier at the very start, and I come along the top wall, had one smallish wrasse, what, 3 pound compared to that thing, and then moved down here finally, tried to hit the high roads with some pollock on a metal, but it's been very slow, so I thought I'd have a little dabble in and around the boulders. Very easy fishing. Like I was saying before, today's adventure is easy fishing, nothing too strenuous, no rocks. But if you are coming to a pier like this, these stairs, especially because they're covered quite a lot, are usually very slippery, and that's for any pier. You can see that brown seaweed that I've spoken to that shows up in the winter, so be careful. Very slippy at the bottom. Yeah, out of bounds that area, but yeah, great fishing. Come on. Right, I'm gonna have one more go. This is really dangerous stuff. All of these holes will hold wrasse, but the tide's moving so quick, so I'm going to be popping it there, and it's going to be there before I know it. So this might be do or die, but always a good place to try is over the boulders. But as I say, if they're pretty much out the water, any rub up on your braid on those rocks, you're just going to snap clean off. So I'm not going to be staying too much longer, so I think I'm going to just bop it around these until I lose it or I get a fish, and more than likely it's going to be a nice fish holding in this run, because the bigger fish tend to be in the run, but you know, in the structure, but they can battle with it, whereas a smaller wrasse, you know, something 2 pound, will be in the more slower kind of water where it can just mop about. But bigger ones got power to get in and out looking for crabs and fake fish minnows. So yeah, let's have one more burn here. To be honest, the water is pretty low, so I'm probably going to have to call it a day on this particular area. But when you are fishing the boulders, make sure there's a bit of water. Try and get through the dark holes that are situated on the side between the boulders, and usually that's where you're going to find the wrasse. Great fun, but always fish tight drag as well when you're fishing really close quarters, because the bigger fish, if they start running, you're screwed, you're gone, you're snapped off, and say goodbye to your terminals. So yeah, if you want fun, I know you want to have a little bit of screaming reel, a bit of sexy mode, but it's much better to have a really tight drag, especially when you're trying to look for bigger wrasse. as I've been saying, safety is paramount, especially on these kind of piers that stretch far out into the ocean. You never want to be hanging over here. There is a life ring back behind me, but if you're ever going to come down to a pier like that, you know, be as safe as possible. You fall in here, you fall in the drink. You can see this tide that's running off. You can see this tide that's running off there, and it's just following it all around. Two kayakers have actually just gone out. They're probably quite far now, but it's quite misty out there at the moment. They're probably heading either to the Echo or maybe just doing a round trip. That might be them over there, but I'm unsure. But yeah, always be safe. You fall in here, you're pretty cooked. But as I say, there is a life ring, but if there's no one around here to chuck the life ring in, you know, your source, you know, so yeah, be safe in these areas. But how beautiful is this? You've got Gorey Castle in Jersey over there, Amport, Archie Rondale, St Catherine's Bay, little lifeboat club down there, or lifeboat. And yeah, we've just got the East Coast stretch, and on a clear day you can see France stretching all the way across here. Yeah, really nice. I've seen some fishermen go out today as well, so fingers crossed.